do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win.
What's up, fans, and welcome to another edition of Going Yard with Kim and Casey. Today is a special edition because I'm joined with our 4 seniors. Casey, of course, you all already know Casey. But we're also here with Chantel Pearson, she's a pitcher, Christy Russell, our third baseman, and Caitlin Whitty, our first baseman. So today I'm going to ask them some questions to let all you people know how their 4 years here has been. So, first question is, what is your favorite memory at WT on the field? Chantel?
I think my favorite memory would have to be my sophomore year. I came as a pitcher, was mostly just a pitcher. He had me doing BP every once in a while, just in case. And we were in a game in the spring, sophomore, and nobody was really hitting, so he thought he'd change it up and give me an at-bat. Somehow, closed my eyes, hit the ball off the wall, not really sure how that happened, and got a double. I think my teammates might have hated me just for that one day, but that's probably my best memory.
My best memory was last year when we played in Angelo State, and Marcy was pitching a great game. We were up 5-0, and it was the last inning, and they had gotten the bases loaded, and we had 1 out, and we just needed to finish the game so we could secure our series win at their park. And the girl hit the ball to me, and I threw it to Danny, who threw it to Brooke, and it was just a completely unconventional double play, and it was like the best feeling ever because we won the game, we won the series, and it was their first series loss at home in like a gazillion years, so it was really awesome.
Whitty?
My favorite memory isn't really technically on the field, but it has to do with conditioning, and fellow senior Christy Russell. We were doing conditioning with box jumps, and we had a circuit going, and Christy just happened to jump and slightly miss in her choice of words when she was going down. And the actual replaying of her falling is just replays in my mind there. It's great every time.
My favorite memory on the field, as y'all have already known when you got to know me and Kim in a previous episode, is my in the park grand slam. Yeah, it's probably my favorite memory, probably because I was dead out at home and the girls got to tackle me the ball. So I mean, thanks a lot.
Okay. What's your favorite Coach B moment or quote? Ooh. Who wants to start this one off?
I'll go. So there was one time, and I can't remember what year it was, I think it was my sophomore year, but we were having practice, and it was one of those days, it was freezing. I mean, we were all shaking, and practice just wasn't going as well as it should be. And this girl, she tried to get a ball and was really just missed it and misplayed it. And we all looking at B because we knew we had something to say. And he yells, "You look like a coyote taking a crap on a sand dune." Which, out of all the things we could have said, I thought that was A, creative, and B, a little unexpected. And it should have changed the tide of practice, but instead we had to laugh about it later. But that was the one that sticks out in my mind the most.
Mine happened just this last year. It was during a game. We had an incident of counting the number of balls the umpire was supposed to have in his pocket. Apparently, when Coach B says 4, he really means 5. So when I tried to count it out, he told me, "When you think you're right, think again." And I have yet to live it down.
There's 5 balls.
I think my favorite quote is when it's like a week-long practice and pitchers will be doing PFP, which is pitcher fielding practice. And one day we're not athletic to make a play, and then the next day we're supposed to field everything. So I like when he says pitchers are not athletic.
My favorite moment, I guess, would be my first year here as a sophomore when, first off, I didn't know Canyon got this cold that it does. And B is wearing like 15 different layers. And,
Like 2 parkas.
yes, 2 parkas. I mean, that's 2 big, thick jackets. And has his head beanie on. And everybody else on the team at practice, we were in socks, our practice pants, an Under Armour, and a shirt. So
maybe a sweatshirt.
Yeah,
If
maybe
we're-
a sweatshirt if
if we're
you're
allowed.
smart enough to.
If we're allowed to wear it.
If bunch of bringers because the sun was shining when practice first started. And he said cold was a state of mind. And I was thinking, well, my mind is telling me it is freezing out here, so why are we still out here? But yes, that'd be my favorite moment.
I think his mind was too. He had batting gloves on and told us we looked like popsicles. So
Popsicles. Never
Yeah.
allowed to be popsicles anymore. Okay, number 3. This one actually comes from Mike Baker, who is a WT softball Facebook fan. How old were you when you started playing softball, and what advice would you give any young softball player on learning the fundamentals of fast pitch?
Okay, I'll start. I started playing softball when I was 12. I was pretty old, and my parents just kind of were like, try something new. And so they, well, not forced, but they encouraged me to play softball. And ever since, I have not put ball, glove, bat down since. And fundamentals for fast pitch softball is, I think the biggest thing is just don't ever quit. I think just keep working, keep practicing. Practice is what makes, I don't know, you go far, I guess. Just don't ever give up.
I started playing when I was 4. I actually threw something at my sister in the house, and it actually traveled pretty far. So we decided softball was going to be a good fit for me, and I guess I've been playing ever since. But my biggest advice is probably the same as Chantel's. I mean, in hitting, if you're getting 3 hits out of 10, you're considered successful, and that's failing. So just know that it's not easy, and just keep going.
I started playing softball when I was 5, and started playing competitive ball when I was 8. But yeah, I learned from my older sisters. Like, they played, so it kind of encouraged me to play. I mean, I did all the little dance stuff and everything like that. Yeah, not happening with me, but yeah, softball's a good fit for me because I like to play on the dirt, and but yeah, I just like to play tough sport that you have to be competitive in. And I would say for the younger kids, just never give up on it. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get bumps and bruises, but hey, that's part of life. That and just, play hard, give it your all. I mean,
I started playing when I was 4, and I was competitive when I was 9 or 10, I guess. As for like the fundamentals and stuff, I'm gonna just go with what everybody else said. Just never give up. You're gonna get frustrated, but I mean, just relax, have fun playing, and just in everything you do, don't take the fun out of the game. Just always have fun, and it's gonna come one way or another.
All right, number 4. Who is your favorite opponent to play and your favorite place to play on the road, and why?
okay, well, I'll start. My favorite place to play is Angelo, and obviously to play them because first off, they're our biggest rivalry, I would say, in softball, because they're always, ranked in the top 1, 2, and we're really never far behind them. So it's always great to play them, and it's always great to beat them on their field because their coach really doesn't like it. And so I would just say that Angelo's probably that, and they have a nice facility to play in, good environment.
As far as team to play on the road, I would agree with Casey and say Angelo, because nothing was better than winning the series last year and watching them have to come out of their dugout and apologize to their fans for losing. And then when we got dressed and talked to our parents for like 25, 30 minutes, they were actually still in the dugout getting yelled at. And I think that was great. But as far as location, I like playing at Texas Women's because I'm from Dallas and I love having all of my family to come watch me play and friends and things like that. And it's nice to be able to go back home for a little bit, even if it is kind of in a cage. So those are my 2 favorite.
I'd have to agree and say Angelo, playing Angelo, at Angelo. For one, I'm from West Texas, so Angelo's kind of like home to me. They have a nice facility. It's probably one of the nicest in the conference besides ours. But as for playing Angelo, it's always a good rivalry. Plus, it gets really competitive, but it's always like a classy competitive. It's not the you don't get the trashy, classless, trashy. The classless, trashy name calling that some other teams seem to bring on.
Mine would have to be Angelo as well for playing wise. I think field wise, obviously the same reasons as everybody else said. I'm not going to repeat them, but sophomore year, and I just loved their field. I don't know what it was about it. I just loved it. When we went back there this year, wasn't as exciting compared to our facilities, but that's always been a really fun place for me to go.
All right, number 5. What is your favorite Lady Buff tradition and why?
I'll go first. Definitely after we win a game and get to sing Sweet Carolina. It's just awesome. I think people hate us for it, but I just love how we, like, over the years we've just developed it into our song. Everywhere we go and we hear it, we're like, hey, that's our song. Like, we're just known by it, and some people think that it might be classless when we scream, but I think after we win a big game, we deserve to.
I'm going to go ahead and second that because I like to get the bump, bump, bump in the song and actually peek over and make sure the other team's watching us do it because I think that's really rewarding.
I may just have to ditto that because I can't think of another way.
I have to say that.
Okay. Okay. 6. This one is from Dana Hanselman, WT softball Facebook fan. What are your future plans after college?
Well, after this season's over, I'm gonna end up moving back to Midland and starting working as a personal trainer with like one of the guys at Midland.
After I graduate, right now I'm swinging a deal to try to work in the sales department of the athletic department here, while furthering my education and getting an MBA. Then after that, I'm probably going to go back to Dallas and try to do any type of sales or marketing for one of the 4 major athletic teams there.
After I graduate, I plan, cross your fingers, to go to grad school here at WT. I want to go for sports management. I'm going to go home for the summer, take my GRE, hopefully pass it, and come back. So that's my plan right now.
My plan for after graduating is just get a job, yes, and not have to live off my parents' pay. So, yeah, and have a family and have a good job.
All right. Last but not least, can you do an impression of Coach B, a fellow senior, or another Lady Buff? Except for me. How about do me?
I mean, there is a time when Coach calls you in his office, and he can probably hear me right now, so what I want to say is he doesn't do it as often as he used to. But he would really sit back in his chair and get the leg right here, and as soon as he got that in the right spot, he would get his hands up and rub the head. And I'm going to admit, as a freshman coming in here, and you can kind of tell how I'm doing it right now, it's a little awkward to pay attention to somebody when they're just rubbing all up on their dome. And so I think this is what when I'm 50, I'm probably still going to remember this anytime anybody goes for their head. And that's mine right there.
I don't know if this is necessarily an impression, but I think my most memorable one of Coach B, and I'm sure we've all experienced it at one point or another, is when you come off the field, maybe didn't do what you were supposed to do, and you get the crossed arm tap and stare. And he's just following you. Wherever you go in the dugout, you're being followed by the eyes.
If he's not walking at you.
Yeah, we're following you along.
Following with the legs,
Yeah,
too.
and the tap and just the stare.
Chased in and out of the dugout.
Yep.
The all-time classic of Coach B that has been mentioned time and time again would be the red, which red I never knew had like 3 syllables until coming here. The red.
Okay, well, my favorite, I guess, impression, I'm not really good at impressions or anything like that, but moment with B that I will never forget is my first year here, sophomore year, when we made it to postseason, right? It was a conference tournament. Okay, first time making a conference tournament. We got this really nice bus, had internet on it and everything, and like I had made a headband, me and Megan Brown, I had made a headband, it was sequency, white, and it was a thick one, and I had dyed my hair pink, real bad idea, he didn't like that at all, but 3 hits and I did that. And he actually put my headband on the bus, and because somebody had took his hat from Golden Corral. We ate Golden Corral, yeah, it was pretty bad. Anyways, and he decided he was going to wear the headband in the game instead of his hat, because he always was wearing his hat. And he put it on and was definitely saying, how do I look? You know, I'm doing all this with this, do I look good? And how would I look calling numbers and stuff on third base with this headband on? And yeah, so that'd be my best one of him.
I'm here with Coach B to talk about the seniors that we just met. So, B, what are your favorite memories of these seniors?
Well, I think each one of them brings something different and a different type of memory. I mean, obviously with Whitty and Christy and Chantel, they've been here for 4 years, and I think we could probably find a number of special memories for each of them. But you know, Casey, it's been a 3-year run with her, and I don't know that I have any single special memory with each of them, other than the fact that, you know, they've each brought their own personality, and they've each brought something special to the program. And you know, every year when we graduate our seniors, there's a part of the program that's lost, and you know, those are the memories that each of us take with us, and hopefully keep for a lifetime.
So make sure you come out to Lady Buff Yard this weekend as we have our last conference series against Eastern New Mexico. The games are not really set right now because of the awful wind that's coming our way, so we really don't want to play in that. So check out the website, check out Facebook, make sure you find out when the games are. We could use all the bands, okay? Thanks for our wonderful seniors, and thanks for B for being an awesome sport and helping us out today. So I think that's about it. Until next time, Buff fans, keep it real.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah.